Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Heather, I'm the Bent Yogi, and this is Friday Power Flow. It is a power flow. So if you've been watching and you've been curious, but you don't feel like you're ready to dive into a power flow, then take a look at some of my older practices. I have some great challenges, 31-day challenges that are great for beginners. They start really slow, they start really short, so if you don't have a lot of time. And keep an eye out for my new Sunday slow flow. That's going to be a shorter practice, also really gentle, great for beginners or anybody who wants to kind of slow down on a Sunday, find a way to transition more gracefully into the work week. For today, Friday Power Flow, let's get started. Come onto your mat and come on into your ragdoll. All right, so coming onto your mat, coming into your ragdoll, your forward fold. You can really ease into this. Put a big bend in your knees. Right, traditional ragdoll, opposite hand is in the crook of opposite elbow. But if that doesn't work, you might even come into more of a halfway lift. Big bend in your knees and rest your elbows on your legs. Blocks can be helpful, hands on blocks. I am a big fan of adapting the practice so that it works for you. I'll guide you through the practice, right? But you know your body best. So add in whatever you need here. Different variation, blocks. Let's start to add in the breath. If you haven't already, take a deep breath in. Then a big breath out. A big inhale, then a big exhale. And you might start to add in a little bit of movement. Maybe shift the weight of your body around, front to back, right to left. You can move your head around a little bit. Move your hips, your torso, whatever feels good. As we start to add in movement, let it be intentional. So you feel your breath here in your body. You feel your breath. Maybe you're still coming into your body, coming into this moment. Then all of our movements are intentional, and we intentionally add in stillness as well, or allow for space for stillness. Toes are soft here. Take another deep breath in. Then a big breath out. And then bring your hands down to your mat. You can walk your feet closer together or to touch. Ground through your right foot. Step your left foot back behind you. Come into your kneeling lunge. Drop your left knee down, untuck the toes. Set your left hand on your left shoulder. And twist to your right. Take your right arm up to the sky. If you want to pad your left knee, you can fold the left edge of your mat under or put a block under the knee. Ground it through your right foot. Maybe some room to bend into your right knee. Take a big breath in here. As you exhale, bring your right hand down, step back, downward facing dog, or add in a child's pose. In your downward dog, fingers spread wide. Let your head hang down, maybe a little bit of movement here, right? Walking out your dog, moving your head or your hips, just starting to loosen up. And even though it is pretty short, 30-minute, 35-minute power flow, we don't have to rush into it. We can ease into it. Take another big breath in here. And as you exhale, make your way up to the front of your mat. Set your feet, halfway lift. Inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Hands on your mat. Now step your right foot back behind you. Right knee down, untuck the toes. Kneeling lunge. Right hand on your right shoulder. Twist to your left. Take your left arm up to the sky. Check in with your left foot. So if you find yourself hanging out with your toes, you can just lift them up. Wiggle them a little bit, gently place them back down. Connect through your right hand, lift out of your right shoulder. Bending into your left knee, draw it into your center line. Take a really big inhale. As you exhale, left hand comes down. This time, step back to your high push-up. High push-up, high plank. Knees lifted or lowered. Strong through your core. Take a big inhale. Back to your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And empty out. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, walk or jump to the front. Set your feet, halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, rise to stand. Come up. Reach your hands. Lift up, go back a bit. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Set your gaze. You can lower your gaze or close your eyes. You might set an intention for your practice today. Together we'll take a big breath in and a long breath out. Inhale, sweep up, reach and lift. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Here, move forward, halfway down, low push-up. Drop your knees or come all the way down. A big breath in, upward facing dog. You can add in cobra or low cobra. And as you exhale, back to your downward dog or your child's pose. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. And so as I mentioned, I have a lot of different playlists on my channel. Some older practices, more gentle practices, pretty good variety, I think, and we'll be adding in the Sunday Slow Flow. If you are looking for more variety, check out my studio, Sanctuary Power Yoga. You can practice me live in person in the studio. You can practice me live virtually via Zoom. And my members also get recorded classes to them sent out. There's a link below. Take a big breath in here. Exhale. Walk or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Rise to stand. Reach up. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. High push up to low push up. Exhale. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Take a deep breath in here. Fill up. Exhale. Walk or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Rise to stand. Reach up. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. High push up to low push up. Exhale. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Let your head drop. You don't have to force your heels down, but you also don't have to hold them up. You can let them soften. You don't have to force your breath. Allow yourself to breathe in and equally empty out. Allow yourself some breathing room. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale. Walk or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down, sit back, reach up. You can reach your hands high. You can work with your hands at your heart. Feet together or apart. Grounded through your heels. Right? Grounded. Right? You can have your toes on your mat, but not hanging on. So you're grounded, but equally supported. Take a big inhale here. Fold forward. Exhale. Here, hands on your mat. Step your left foot back behind you. Drop the left knee, untuck the toes. Kneeling lunge. Reach your hands up. You can take them behind your head with your elbows wide. Big bend in your, or beginning to bend into your right knee so your hips move forward and down. At the same time, lift up and go back. Even out your shoulders. Lengthen through your arms. Maybe take your gaze up. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, hands down to your mat. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your left knee. Take your right foot up and back for your three-legged dog. Right leg lifted. Bend the right knee down, dog. Hip opener. You can flip if you like. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. And then take your right leg back up, roll the hip down, step up to your warrior one. Back foot spins flat. You can adjust your stance once you come up, lengthen, maybe widen it. Bend into your right knee, reach your hands higher, work with your hands at your heart. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, hands down to your mat. High push up to low push up. Inhale. Upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps forward, warrior one. Come up, add in your warrior two. A little bit of a longer stance, lengthen through your arms and your fingers. Let your spine be long here. Take a long breath in. And a full breath out. Palms to the sky, right hand high. Reverse your warrior, reach up and go back. Lifting from your right hip, lengthening through your left leg. Take a full inhale. Exhale, hands down to your mat. High push up to low push up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. Take a breath in and a breath out. Another big inhale here. Exhale. Walk or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Utkatasana. Set your feet. Bend your knees. Let your feet be even. They can be together or apart. Check in. Set your foundation in this chair pose, in this breath. It can be a lot like the last one. But notice if you're on autopilot, if you've checked out, your thinking mind has wandered off. Come back. Feel your feet, bend your knees, soften your toes, lift your heart. Take a big inhale, fold forward, exhale. Hands on your mat, right foot steps back behind you. Right knee down, untuck the toes, kneeling lunge. Reach your hands up once more. You can work with a different variation on this side if you like. Grounded through your left foot. So you're lightening up, naturally lightening up on the right knee. Start to lift up and go back, a little bit of a back bend here. Lengthening through the sides of your body, breathing in and breathing up. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, hands down to your mat. Back toes tucked under, right knee lifts. Left leg up and back for your three-legged dog. Go ahead and bend the left knee, down dog, hip opener. Play around with it a little bit, flip your dog, maybe add a little bit of movement. Right leg is active and engaged, core is strong. Left leg goes back up. Step up to your warrior one. Spin your back foot flat. Come up. Bend into your left knee. Lift and lengthen to your right leg. Set your foundation so you can lift up. Get a little bit taller here. Hands higher at your heart. Take a deep inhale. And a big exhale. A big breath in. And a long breath out. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, hands down to your mat. High push-up to low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot steps, warrior one. Come up. Add in your warrior two. Feel the transition. Warrior one to warrior two. Allow yourself to be here. That's a pretty big transition too for most of us, to come out of our heads, thinking about stuff that may or may not happen, stuff that has happened. Just landing here. Set your gaze or close your eyes. Extend through your arms, your fingers, spin your palms to the sky, and take your left hand high. Reverse your warrior. It's why we practice, right? Being in our bodies, breathing, one breath at a time. Take a big inhale. Exhale, hands all the way down to your mat. High push-up to low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Another big inhale here. Exhale, walk or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale, exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down, reach up, fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. High push-up to low push-up, exhale. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps, warrior one, rise up. Exhale, hands to your mat. High push-up to low push-up. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Left foot steps forward, warrior one. Come up, exhale, hands back to your mat. Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Right foot again. Warrior one. Come up. Open out. Warrior two. Take your right hand high. Reverse your warrior. Side angle. Parsva Konasana. Right elbow on your right leg. Left arm reaches up. Here you can slide your right hand down. Inside or outside the front foot. Extend your top arm forward. Lengthen through your left side body. Lengthen through your right side body. Let your breath lengthen and deepen. A big inhale. Then a big exhale. A full breath in, then a big breath out. Breathe in, then breathe out. Reach your top arm up, wrap it around behind your back, your half bind or your full bind. Whatever variation you like, play around with it, be curious. Stay connected with your breath. Stay connected with your feet. Your feet are set, toes are soft. So again, this feeling of grounding yourself, but equally allowing yourself to be supported. And then you can start to lift up, maybe roll your left shoulder back, let your heart lift, take a full inhale, and a big exhale. Reach your top arm up. Let it bring you up to your warrior two. Straighten your right leg, drop your hands. Pivot your toes toward the side. Feet parallel, a little bit pigeon-toed. Interlace your fingers at your low back. You can put a towel or strap between your hands. Roll your shoulders back. Lift through your legs. Lift your heart up. Big inhale. As you exhale, begin to fold forward. You can let your hands come up and over. Maybe you widen your stance a little bit. Let your head drop. If the arm-hand variation doesn't work, you can just drop your hands down to the ground. Take a long inhale, and a big exhale. Full breath in, and a big breath out. Take one more big inhale. As you exhale, drop your hands down to the ground. Come halfway up, pivot around toward the back edge of your mat. Left toes spin around. Bring your right knee down, untuck your right toes. So it's a kneeling lunge, but walk your left foot a little to your left and come down onto your forearms. You might stay on your hands, both hands inside the left foot. You might be able to come down onto your forearms. So this is some people call it a lizard pose. It's a hip opener. A block sometimes is nice under your forearm. And you can draw your left knee into your left shoulder. That's one set of sensations. Or you can let the left knee drop out to the left, spin up onto the baby toe side of the left foot. That's an entirely different set of sensations. Pick one. Stay with your breath. Engage your core. Gently lift out of your shoulders here. Soften your toes. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. A deep breath in. And a big breath out. If you're on your forearms, come back up to your hands. Walk your left foot in a little bit. Plant your hands. Step back to your high push-up. Move forward and down. Low push-up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog or child's pose. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And right away I notice a difference between my left side and my right side. Take a big breath in here. Exhale. Step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Set your feet big bend to your knees, bring your hands to your heart. Take a big inhale, twist to your right, left elbow toward the outside of your right leg. Your feet can be together or apart, an intentional foundation. And then not a lot of movement here, but absolutely the movement of breath and energy, the sense of lengthening your spine, gently rinsing and twisting. You can keep your hands together. Or you can open up. Left arm lengthens down, right arm reaches up. Maybe you come into a side crow. Set your foundation. Ground yourself. Allow yourself to be supported so that whatever pose you're in, whatever moment you're in, you can lift up and lighten up. Take one more big breath in here. Fold forward, exhale. Walk your feet apart, about hips width distance. Peace fingers hook your big toes, palms face each other. Halfway lift on your inhale. Lengthen and fold as you exhale. You might find yourself in more of a ragdoll here. The addition of a block or a couple blocks under your hands can be really nice. Just adding a little bend to your knees can be really helpful. Remembering to come back into your body and breathe so you can feel it out. Take a deep inhale and a big exhale. Release your toes, walk your feet closer together or to touch. Rise to stand. Come all the way up. Lift and reach. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. High push up to low push up. Exhale. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take a deep inhale. Exhale lightly. Walk or jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Utkatasana. Sit down, reach up. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. High push up to low push up. Exhale. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Left foot steps. Warrior one. Come on up. Exhale, hands to your mat. High push-up to low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps, warrior one. Rise up. Exhale, hands back to your mat. High push-up to low. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot steps again, warrior one. Rise up, open out. Warrior two. Take your left hand high. Reverse your warrior. Side angle, Parsva Konasana. Left elbow on your left leg. Right arm reaches up for the sky. You might slide your left hand down. Reach your right arm up and then lengthen your right arm forward. Track your arm over your ear. Lean back a little bit. Stay on track with your breath, with your intention. A long inhale and a long exhale. A deep breath in and a big breath out. I said this last night in the studio when I was teaching class. I cue the breath a lot. Reach your top arm up, wrap it around behind your back, reminding you and myself to breathe. But your breath doesn't have to sync up with my breath. It is just a reminder to keep coming back to your breath. Just like your practice doesn't have to look like my practice or anyone else's. It's yours. This is some time, some space for you. And I am grateful that we get to share it. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Reach your top arm up. Let it bring you up to your warrior two. Straighten your left leg, drop your hands. Pivot your toes toward the side of your mat. Once more, pigeon-toed, parallel. You can interlace your fingers at your low back or work with a different variation. Lift up on your inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. I love this practice. And I love sharing it. I love sharing it in my studio. I love being able to share it with you here. I hope that you enjoy it as well. Take a deep breath in and a big breath out. Another big inhale. As you exhale, drop your hands down, hands under your shoulders, come halfway up. Pivot back around toward the front. Right toes spin forward. Drop your left knee. Untuck the toes. Walk your right foot a little to your right. Hands on the inside of your right foot so you're setting up this hip opener, this lizard pose. Staying on your hands, coming down to your forearms. If you want to, tuck your back toes under and lift the back knee. All right, just a different variation. A block under the forearms again. Sometimes that gives you just the lift you need. And then playing around with the sensations, you can draw your right knee into your right shoulder. You can let the right knee drop out to the right. It doesn't have to be the same as the other side. Do notice if you're kind of just going from one variation to the next. At some point, pick a variation. Stick with it. Feel the sensation and meet it with breath. Now, that's not to say that it should hurt, but yeah, it is challenging often. Take a deep breath in and a big breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. And then walk yourself back up to your hands. Bring your foot in a bit. Plant your hands. Step back. High push-up to low push-up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog or child's pose. Take a deep inhale. And empty out. A big breath in here. Exhale. Walk or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Set your feet, bend your knees, even out your feet. Bring your hands together at your heart. Sit down, shoulders roll back, long spine, a big inhale. Twist to your left, right elbow toward the outside of your left leg. Maybe it's more your right elbow between your legs. Feel it out. Not pushing, not forcing. Tapping into your foundation. Feeling the length in your spine. Breathing here on your inhale. Right, lengthening. And then as you exhale, gently rinsing, twisting. Hands can stay together. They can come apart. Side crow is an option. Your right hand doesn't have to touch the ground. In fact, you might even lift it up a little bit as your hips come down and Extend up through the left arm if it's lifted. Extend up through your heart. Extend your breath. Take a big inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Here, halfway lift. Inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Inhale. Come up to stand. Rise and reach. Bring your hands to your heart. Set up for your tree pose. Set one foot as your standing foot. Sole the lifted foot somewhere on the inside of your standing leg. Drishti. Gaze at one unmoving point will help. Hands at your heart. You can take them up overhead or out to the sides. You can fall out of it. You can lose your balance physically, but still maintain a balance of breath and internal balance, equanimity. You don't have to get frustrated or angry just because you can't stand on one foot today. Take a deep breath in, gently release, and set it up on the other side. So yes, this practice of standing on one foot helps us in our everyday life, helps us to move through our life with a little more physical balance, more connected to the earth. But it's so much more than just being able to stand on one foot. It is being able to come into your balance, ground yourself, allow yourself to be supported. Whatever you have going on. A deep breath in here. And a long breath out. And that's why we call it a practice, because it takes an awful lot of practice. Maybe not an awful lot of practice, maybe a lot of joyful practice. Take one more deep breath in. Left foot down beside the right. Hands reach up, lift up. Fold forward. Exhale. Here, step your left foot back behind you. Bring your left knee down and tuck the toes. And set up for your half pigeon. Walk your right foot across. You can set up the variation on your back if that's a better fit. You can notice if coming into it a different way, if that throws you off balance. Add in what you need in the transition, right? Even if it means coming out of it and adding in your three-legged dog or a down dog hip opener. And then settling in here, letting your head land, soften your toes. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Early on in my practice, taking classes with different teachers would come into poses in different ways. And I had formed habits. Most of us do. And so sometimes I would think, well, this isn't the way you do it. This isn't the right way. There's no one right way. And it's what works for you. And yeah, you can notice if your habits do get in the way of enjoying where you are, enjoying something different. Take a long breath in, then a big breath out. Set your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your back toes under, lift the left knee, take your right leg up and back for your three-legged dog. With your right leg lifted, you can bend the knee, maybe a flip, add in any movement that you like. Bring your right foot down, come back to your downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, walk or jump to the front. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Now, right foot steps back behind you. Right knee comes down and tuck the toes. Half pigeon on this side. Slide your left foot across. Drop the left knee. Set the variation on your back if that works better for you. Add in any support that you need so there's less effort in holding yourself up. Notice if you find yourself holding your breath. Take a deep inhale. Allow yourself to empty out. Take a long breath in and a full breath out. Hands under your shoulders, come up, tuck your back toes under, lift the right knee, left leg now, up and back to your three-legged dog. Bend the knee, down dog hip opener, you can flip. And then bringing your left foot down, back to your downward dog. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, walk or jump your feet through your hands. Come to seated, reach your feet forward, reach your hands forward. Strong core, lower back slowly. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hover your shoulders, take your feet wide. They're at a hover. Crisscross one on top of the other. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center, hover and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Set your feet on your mat. Come on up for bridge or wheel. Any variation, any combination. Check in with your feet. An intentional foundation here, hips width maybe a little bit wider. Check in with your breath so that whatever variation you come into, whether it's bridge or wheel or rest, you have a generous flow of breath and energy. A big inhale, then a big exhale. And take another deep breath in here. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. Come onto your back, soles of your feet together, knees wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. We'll move from here right into Shavasana. You can take your legs out or up, add in some movement. You can stay right here. Deep breath in. Empty out. And whatever your variation, whatever movement, whatever you're doing, do allow yourself to stay here for these last few moments of our practice. Another big breath in. Empty out. bring some movement to your body. Move your fingers and toes. Roll your head around. Draw your knees to your chest. Take a breath in. And a breath out. When you're ready, you might roll to one side. Make your way to seated. Hands to your heart. Set your gaze, lower your gaze, or close your eyes. And together, let's take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Drawing your thumbs to your forehead, to your third eye center. Together we say, Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining me for practice today. Leave a comment below. Like, subscribe, share with your friends if you haven't already. You can check out my studio, Sanctuary Power Yoga, for a wider variety of practices. You can check out my Patreon if you enjoy this free content and you want to support it. Check out my Patreon, where for as little as $5 a month, you also get a couple of extra longer videos with your membership. I'm Heather. I'm the Bent Yogi. Thanks for joining me today. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you soon.